I'm interrupting the beginning of this video because I wanted to make a disclaimer. The following video is a documentary, as best as I can, of my 5 days in isolation due to COVID. It is a day and night kind of update as to how I feel. It is not in any way meant to be indicative of how you would feel. I offer no medical advice. I have no medical background. This is just an old guy, 60 years old, doing his best to make it through the 5 days of quarantine and what it meant to me and how it felt. Your experience could vary differently, greatly, or you could end up with the same. It doesn't matter. This is just meant as something to say, for me, and even at my age, it wasn't the worst thing I've been through medically, and I'm okay with it. That's all. There is no politics in this. Peace and cheers. Now, back to the show. Welcome. By the title that I haven't chose yet, you already know what this is about. Here I am, day 1 hour after seeing my test, fully positive, on this vid. This is day 1. I have a very difficult chest. My chest is phlegmy. It was starting yesterday, and I thought, just my walk to the river. And by this morning, you can tell by my voice, it's deep in my chest. This kind of scares me because I've had trouble with pneumonia in my life and bronchitis. And it feels like the beginning of a bronchial cold. But this is, for sure, a positive. The test and the control line showed up right away. 15 minutes later, still strong. Now it's half an hour later, still strong. So it's very likely. I know some people don't think the tests are all that accurate. It is what it is. But I am now in a 5-day isolation. So this is day 1. And by the time you're seeing this, the 5 days are up. So stay tuned. Right now, the only symptoms is my nasal, but that has been bothering me for 3 years. I have sinusitis. So it's a little different. I don't think it's much. My chest is sore. My throat is scratchy. And I cough every once in a while. A mild cold for now. See you tomorrow. Update 2 for day number 1. Friends, I put my teeth in just so I could talk to you. My fever's 38.5. Sweating and chills and cold. My chest hurts and it's really hard to breathe through my nose. But my breathing is fair. And it's day 1. So I kind of expect it'll be a little better in the morning. So as I said, this is just kind of a diary, a vloggery, and my vloggery of my COVID. So doing the best I can. I have not eaten, but I'm drinking lots of water. I had some CBD tea, and I have not had any THC at all since last night's live. And I may go on a 4-day because I just can't. I can't breathe well enough to take a big toke. Y'all saw me in the live show, or some of you did. Anyways, this is getting too long in the tooth. Like old Gord, I'm going to take the teeth out. Go lie down with my mom there. Look at that. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace. Hey there, I've tried to make myself as presentable as possible. Welcome to day 2, part 1. Teeth don't fit all that well. Put them in so you don't have me talking funny, and I'm talking funny. Excuse the mess of the room, it's my room. But folks, here we are, day 2. Let me rest that. I'm okay. I'm okay. Yesterday was a really tough day. Fighting the fever, being hot as hell, yet chills and cold. I had a couple of baths, they helped. But getting out of the bath, then the chills come back full. I didn't eat. I haven't lost my sense of taste at all, or smell. This morning when I turned on the coffee, I could smell it good, and folks, sick or not, I love coffee. I don't know what today brings. I had a really rough night, not really able to sleep, sweating and chills and cold and hot. And the fever went up to 38.5. But this morning I went to check it, 36.7. And I checked again an hour later, 36.7. So the fever's broke. So seriously, I would not call what went on yesterday mild, but I'm older. Most younger people find it quite mild. Maybe lower fevers. But this morning, maybe also because no sleep in a couple of days and going through a fever and not eating, but I am shaky. I'm just not feeling my strong self. So I have set up my laptop here in my bedroom to isolate. So hopefully I keep this away from Gordon Jr., who the moment his employer found out that his dad, who he lives with, has COVID, sent him home. Said, let's make sure you don't have any symptoms. So my fingers are crossed he won't get the symptoms. And if he does, he gets them quickly so that he only loses a week of work. Friends, I'm sure there's more to this story. I just don't know what it is yet. So, peace. Hey, folks. Day 2, part 2. And supper time. My first supper since Sunday night. Not doing too bad, but time to give you the update, folks. But oh, that tasted good. Yes, I have taste. Chicken noodle soup. Those 2 sips are the first food I've had since Sunday. And already it feels nice and warming. So how's the day gone? I reported in part 1 of day 2 that my fever was mostly gone, I thought. And yes, it's day 2 evening, and my fever's gone. This morning I still had one hell of a bad migraine. Tonight I have a headache. I wouldn't even call it a migraine. It's still behind the eyes. Like, one thing I'll tell you, in Freedom Grower, you're right there. Especially if you're a migraine sufferer, COVID is going to, or at least for a few of us that have spoken about it, is going to screw your head up and is going to screw your eyes up. I actually get a flickering, I get some twitches, I get pain behind the eyes. It's been difficult. It's certainly, people are saying it's mild. It wasn't mild the first day for me. Today is rather mild. Today I actually, I haven't finished this. It's a bit hot, and I don't think I'll eat it all. And I've lost 4.5 pounds since Sunday. So, no, it hasn't been easy. But I'm on day 2 and my mind is starting to clear. I had my doctor appointment this morning and they phoned and cognitively, I guess I wasn't really there. And another thing I think I should warn people about, cheers, is you're being screwed with. You know, this virus is screwing with you. It's screwing with your mind, it's screwing with your body, it's screwing with your pain thresholds. And because of it, you can't take your regular medicine that I always take. Haven't had it since Sunday night. And I have noticed it screws with my temper. I'm very short tempered. I'm not going to put up with crap. I'm going to solve the problems that are in front of me, and anybody wants to challenge me, I suggest not. Give me a couple of days to get a little more strength and a little more common sense or being a gentleman back, because right now if somebody's going to challenge me on the freedom train or any of that kind of stuff, I'm probably going to tear a new one out of that person. So, and that may not be the right thing to do, but that is the virus that we're all living with. So, friends, there's the update. Part 2, day 2, doing okay. And soon I'll be back to all of you. Cheers. Oh, that's nice. Good morning, folks. Day 3, part 1. You know what I did? I just spent 10 minutes doing a day 3, part 1, and I did almost nothing because my mind is a mess. So, but I want this to be something that people who get it can go and look and say, is what I'm going through typical of what the hippie went through? And you all will have already seen a disclaimer at the beginning that this is not meant to be indicative. This is not meant to be instructional. This is just meant to say, if you're going through this, I'm with you, because I'm going through it. So, yesterday, to recap, by evening, my headache was almost gone. My appetite, I even ate. Didn't eat a lot, but I ate. I've lost 5 pounds. And I even went for a walk, but oh my goodness, 4 or 5 blocks and I was pooped. So, yeah, there's that too. The worst was last night. I think I slept an hour. Easily till 2 a.m., I was wide-eyed. Wide-eyed, my body in pain, weird muscle pain, cramping in the legs. Wasn't nice. Wasn't nice. And the head, although the headache's gone, I shouldn't say the headache's gone. There's a headache behind the eyes that are making my eyes twitch and once in a while hurt. It seems mostly gone today. Today the headache is more up here and mild. I haven't taken any Advil today. In fact, I never took any since yesterday morning. So I know I'm getting through it. But yesterday I was pretty sure my day 3 part 1 would be, hey, day 3 is going to be a breeze, and I've tested my fever a couple of times. No fever, not yet, but I feel like I'm getting the chills again. I'm getting cold. That's why a sweater with the heat way up. And confused. Although I'm getting things done, I'm taking advantage of the time, and I'm getting all my bills figured out. I'm still functioning, and maybe not greatly, but I'm functioning. Now, today, I wait to find out, does my young son have it? Because he certainly had symptoms last night. And I'd hate to think I gave it to him, but give him the super immunity too. I'm not going to put any negativity on that thought, because only positive thoughts, my friends. This is the way you make it through. Every time you start getting down and depressed, you've got to pick yourself up and say, this too shall pass. As I sit here and find out more and more of the freedoms are coming back, and watch the liberal leaders of our cities, I'll explain it fully in some other video, but our premier, the leader of our province, said effective today, yesterday he said effective midnight, all vaccine requirements are gone. And effective Monday, all masking requirements at school are gone. And then our liberal city mayor, she came out and said, he didn't talk to me, so no, we're not going to lift masking requirements in Calgary until March 1 or later. So Kenny, our premier, uses science to say, we got to stop masking our kids. And she says, hold my beer. We're going to do that a little longer. So, still battling the regular battles. I'm doing the best I can. Peace and cheers. See you. Part 2, Day 3. Welcome. Day 3, Part 2. It's been a weird and interesting day. I really wanted to say, wow, it's gone. Goodbye. It's gone. But no. No, it's been an up and down day. I've had a tiny bit of fever, 37.5, and then it went away. I've had headaches. I actually, my doctor phoned me while I was trying to sleep. That's one of the biggest problems. I haven't slept in 3 days. I tried to sleep this afternoon. I maybe got an hour nap, and it really helped that hour. But my body needs real good sleep. And it's been 3 days without any medicine, 3.5 now, almost at my 4 days, and I may actually get some tonight. We'll see. I've got to get some sleep. And she woke me up to, because every day they call, make sure I'm okay. And I actually was while I was talking to her, because I was well rested. But what a strange thing I had, and again, I can't say that this is indicative of the flu or if it's just me, but I had a shower, a nice hot shower, and oh my goodness, it felt good. But after I got out of the shower, my chest was just a pounding, and it was tight, and I was sweating, and then I checked my temperature, and my fever has spiked, but luckily I Google, does your body temperature go up after a hot shower? And it sure as hell does. So I waited a good hour. I went and lay down because I wasn't feeling well. I don't think I'll have a shower for like that again. Not that hot anyway, even though I love it that way. So I went and laid down for a bit, and it is mostly cleared up. I had toast, and I feel really full. That's all I've eaten since Sunday night is 2 pieces of toast and a bowl of soup. Bowl of soup yesterday, 2 pieces of toast today. Gordy is in the kitchen making some stir fry. Prepackaged stir fries should be okay. In fact, I kind of like them, but I'm not very hungry. But I know I need to get some stuff in me. I have now lost 6.5 pounds. I am at my 30-year-old weight. 30 years since I've weighed this little. That can't be too bad a thing, but I think I need to start building myself back up. Friends, much love to y'all. We'll see you on day 4. Good morning, folks. Day 4, part 1. I hope this is okay for y'all because there is still more to report. I had my first pretty good sleep last night. Uh, Most people will know I went live last night, uh, and had a bit of my medicine, and it helped. It helped. I slept. But this morning I've got the chills, no fever, no fever. My temperature's down at its normal. I usually run a little cold. So to me, even having a normal temperature is a bit of a fever. So I'm back to normal that way. But my body, I'm tired, and chills. So I'm not out of the water yet, and there might be other stuff going on. So this is a short one just to say, hey, I'll see you in part 2. And by that, and that may be the wrap up because, well, the wrap up will be fifth morning, and that's the 5 days of solitary, 5 days of isolation. Maybe that's what I'll call it. It all puts itself together, and by the time you see this, I'm sure he's better, but Pasha right now has got quite a fever, so he's with his mom, and I'm wishing him well. Peace. Hey, y'all. Day 4, part 2. Things are going pretty good. I gotta say, they're pretty darn good. They say day 5 is the end of, at the end of day 5 is the end of isolation. So I've got Friday still to isolate. You guys are seeing this maybe by Friday, maybe Saturday. But yeah, I'm almost there, and I would say I'm feeling pretty good. I'm by no, well, the funny thing is, like I told my doctor, she said, well, what percentage would you say you are to being back to normal? And I says, well, I don't have a normal. And things are really hard to judge because I haven't done any of my medicine during this time, except for a little bit just lately. And it only took a few Advil because I wanted to let my body do what it needed to do. So, and also my normal is maybe a 6 out of 10 on pain. Bad days, 8 out of 10. Some, well, we won't go there. So, where am I? Maybe back to before, but my muscles are atrophied, I would say. Even holding this camera for a bit is just a bit much. I lost 10 pounds. 10 pounds in 4.5 days. That's kind of amazing for me. I don't think I want to even keep it all off. I'm at my 30-year-old weight. 30 years ago, maybe even 25-year-old weight. So it's probably healthy for me, but so far I can't go for long walks yet. I've done a few, but it's been pretty close to the house, and I get pretty tired by the time I get home. But I'm going to build myself back up. So I'm going to give a conclusion tomorrow and Friday for y'all. I will give a conclusion of day 5, the conclusion. I don't think you need a part 1 or 2 for tomorrow because I don't think I'm going to feel much different. I still am a little up and down, a little bit of the chills, but it's hard to judge because I'm always cold. Anyway, friends, see you Friday.
One eternity later.
We'll see the smile. Day 5, part 1 and 2. The finale. The finale. Of course, this is not the end of this for me because none of us know. None of us know the long-term side effects of this. And I know that I'm still struggling in a tiny bit. Lethargy, breathing capacity, it's all coming back. but it ain't great. I've got a leftover cough, and it's only like I might cough once every 2 or 3 hours. It's just a leftover need to clear the throat, so to speak. But um, I'm mostly back to where I was prior to it. Now, as I've said, I lost a lot of weight. I haven't checked today because I only check once a day, and I check it at the same time, dressed the same way, which is with nothing. Shh. Sorry for that visual. But I've lost 10.5 pounds in 5 days. That's a couple pounds a day. That It's not a bad weight to be at. My neck is thinner. The wrinkles show a little more, but it went too fast, and it shows a severe lack of protein in my body. So my muscles are fatigued, and I want to go for a long walk. So I know I'm back. Sorry for the coffee stains. I know I'm back, and we'll do lots more for all of you. Peace. No, let's end it properly. Sorry, this has been a really long one, and if you've stuck around this long, then you deserve a better one. Thank you for being a part of my little prison right here. This is where I have sat for 3 days, and before that, 2 days in the bedroom. And I'm so glad to be oot and a boot. And starting tomorrow, I can go and actually talk to people. Starting tomorrow, they say that very likely as of yesterday I wasn't contagious anymore, but they want to be safe and go the full 5 days, and that makes sense. And the final thought from the hippie friends, a final thought from me to you. Common sense is something that all of us have to some degree or another. And with proper education, we make good decisions. And our decisions are not just on certain data points about science. Our decisions often involve our hearts, our family, our current state of affairs, our zeitgeist. So our decisions, although may match the same decision of many, many others around, we still need the freedom to make that decision for us and for our family. Don't give up on freedom, folks, because if you give up on freedom, you're giving up on your children. Peace and cheers. Love and harmony. Thank you for being on this ride with me. And may you all find peace and harmony.